You're flying. Oh, wow. You're in. This is really something. So you're spiraling in some tunnel, but a tunnel is like a big spiral,
Mm-hmm.
and you're in this black, kind of like scuba diver suit, like rubber, thick
Mm-hmm.
rubber.
Yeah.
There is a lightning bolt here on your, but it's blue. It's blue. On the glittery like silver.
Mm.
On the what is this, left side? Yeah, your left side too. And you're laughing. You have the same hair.
Really?
This, yeah, it's like going like this, like
Oh,
like you're
wow.
flying. Oh my, your hair is actually helping you
Oh.
because it feels, it's like antennas, okay? You're still connected to your world.
Hmm.
And world is pretty amazing.
Oh.
You showing me. You're like living on this planet. The surface is all water, and humanoid forms like yours. You're very like big. You're big. You're tall.
Wow.
And you live on these bubbles, but you really giggle a lot. Like you laugh all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, it reminds me, it's like that the movie The Grinch. Like
Yeah.
there's transparent bubbles, like soap bubbles kind
Yeah.
of looking things.
Yeah.
But they, I believe they're crystals, but they're crystals, they're kind of soft, so maybe like I want to say the word water glass crystal, whatever that means. And they kind of change shape a little bit, but there's layers of them like floors inside, and they're hopping on the surface, and the surface, this water, is like frozen.
Mm.
It's like frozen. It's like little thin ice on top. But because the underneath world, I literally see humanoid forms walking underneath too.
Oh.
But they are bright orange suits with a navy stripes. They're like, one piece.
Mm-hmm.
And you on top look slightly different. And you say that that's how your world goes. It's like in ups, you say like if you take a toy pyramid, like the kids play with, and you put like circles on,
Mm-hmm.
the biggest circle is how the your world was created, and those humanoids in orange suits, they have very dark, like blue eyes, like very dark hair. Like they have this black hair, like wavy,
Mm-hmm.
and the eyebrows. But the eyebrows is like kind of interesting, like they go like this. This one, I'm just like everything reminds me of Grinch World.
Oh.
But it's like they have the man got this beard here and it sticks on the sides like lions.
Huh.
And they're bright orange too.
Oh, wow.
You know what? Let me touch them. 12% of phelinoid DNA. The rest is what we can see consider Andromedan. This is the spiral galaxy of Andromeda. It's right on the Milky Way.
Oh.
That's where you are. And so the bottom layer is an old civilization, and the youngest civilization is on top. And you separate your floor level with a glass-like structure.
Mm. Wow.
And there's a above structure being formed above you. You actually say it's a nursery for the children.
Oh.
It's like, oh my, it's like very interesting. It's like a pyramid being formed. And on top, under the attic or roof. This is like kids like nursery type thing. But
Mm.
you see like little balls of energy. They're playing with balls of energy. They touch them, and with their mind they change color,
Uh.
and then they say things like in our language would be bunny, and it turns into bunny. Yellow bunny, it turns into yellow. It's like different different colors, different animals. And they say have bunny, have lion, like, and they're curious what it's gonna show up.
That's
It's
cute.
the creation lab. That's what you call it for the children.
Aw.
Because they develop their abilities that way because you don't want them to learn from you. You want them to be true themselves, to
Aw.
learn from you.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like your hair is like it's sparkly white. Yes, sparkles. But you
What?
always have this thing when you can fight with your hair. You're showing me. You
What?
can like lizards use their tails to
Yeah.
yeah, like you can do this and it's like woof and the person flies out.
Oh wow.
And you're really funny in the etheric too because you're connected to your physical self and you say, "Oh, that could be very useful on Earth for like hitting the people who attack you."
Oh,
Oh, yeah. But I see it's like they leave those in orange suits that I look down. They live on this kind of glass pyramid-like structures. And they have interesting, they look like trees, but they're made out of rocks, like stalactites, or how do you call them? They're just like long crystalline structures, and they look like corals or trees. They are in between,
mm.
and those are the memory holders, the keepers of the history of the planet.
Oh wow.
And I asked you how many years, billions of years, billions, say in your language. Ions. You say ions. Uh, each ion is 10 billion or whatever. And you say, I don't like the numbers. I can't explain to you. It's just an eternity thing. And we don't have time here. And why do you want me to convert? So you're saying that just it's interesting because you're in constant spiral motion, and what you do sometimes, you go to the other worlds to buy toys for the kids.
Mm.
You say it's like to explain to you what we do. We don't really buy, but we do an exchange program,
Oh.
which we collect the most interesting species that our children create in their imagination lab, creation lab, and then we take them in the containers and we fly in a bubble. And then you said automobiles, and then you started like laughing. So it's like a really comfortable seat, and you put your legs up in your kind of reclined position, and you're just sitting like this. And with your mind, you control it. It's like you're in a bubble and you can fly up, down, whatever. You kind of like go with your body in which direction you want, and it goes that way. It's
Oh,
like part of you.
that's neat.
Yeah, and you say, well, the only the only way we are not allowed to go and we know it's dangerous, it's that Cassiopeia. You call it like I thought it was Cassiopeia, but Cassiopeia, like to the upper left. You said
Oh.
like it can't go there. There's lizards there. They're giant lizards. They're very, very malevolent. They're
Mm.
very evil. They want to take the children. They always after the children,
Wow.
much like on your planet too. And I see the lizards actually. They're not quite the lizards. It's like they have a face, half lizard, half human,
Oh.
and they have this purplish greenish shaded eyelids, and they're half down. They have round eyes, and they have this cheeks that like they blow out in and out, and
Mm.
they have this mohawk type thing that goes down,
Mm.
and they have this belt with two buttons on the both sides, and the metallic look, it's like control thingy when
Mm.
you can shoot from the belt, you can shoot laser and
Mm.
stuff, hit somebody from the belt.
Mm.
You say that they used to come a lot to you, but then you managed to separate yourself from it. And you say that part of me is taken over by them
Mm.
in the other planet. I'm in the other planet. I'll show you. Should have taken me. It's like we're going through some bright blue glass tube, and it's spinning too. And you say, just watch. It's very far away. We have to go through the snake way.
Mm.
And it's wild. I see like snakes around. And they're just energies, like somebody's sending beams of light, but they're going like snakes, but I see their teeth.
Mm.
And you're saying, well, that's how they took over the original the original universe we created, and they turned it into mechanical.
Mm.
But it's past Orion, it's further. So we're just like flying. I can speed up. I see um it's like a dirt mixed with metallic dust planet.
Can I retrieve that part of me there?
Yeah, well, that's what you're showing me, that we're going there.
Yeah.
And it looks like if somebody put, it kind of looks like that Muslim buildings made out of metal, like churches that they build
Mm-hmm.
with the domes like that.
Mm.
Then they're all interconnected, and they create a labyrinth of metallized structures with the domes on top. And you say, well, this is that's how they live, because they don't like the light that stars give off, and they want to keep dark. That's why everything's metallized without any windows.
Mm-hmm.
And they're mostly underground. On top, they have laboratories and where they work.
Mm.
And you said that it's like an embryo, that you were gonna have a baby and they abducted you on your way. Now you know how to protect yourself, because when that happened, you figure out how they did it.
Mm.
They stuck some technology into the tunnel. I see it's like they make a hole. It's like a spiral goes out, that's metal from the spaceship. That is, it's like flat oval, and it goes in, and it got like kind of like one, two, three like wings. No, four on one side and another. Kind of looks like a long fish with the wings.
Mm-hmm.
And metallic spiral goes in to the tunnel you created. And that moment you got scared, and they sucked you in through that hole.
Mm.
And you said my mistake was that I looked on this side. You're saying when you go into any um, portal
Mm-hmm.
or wormhole, spiraling or non-spiraling, you
Mm-hmm.
need to focus in front. Don't
Oh,
look on the sides. And even something happens, just speed up with your mind.
oh,
Make
okay.
make your speed. And you said like you were carrying the embryos because you carry them in the beginning exactly for 10 days. On the 11th day, you place them in a special cradle created by you also.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like it's a like a light green crystalline structure that you create from special rock
Mm-hmm.
that and these rocks come from those like the trees that I told you they're
Oh,
made out of. So you take a branch, you carve it into kind of like a cradle thing and put it because that green um, keeps the vibration certain level for
oh,
the baby to
oh,
grow and mature, and then so you spend the time with the baby, but most of the time they spend with each other
oh.
because this way they learn like baby chicks almost to walk and stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
it's not about walking, it's about creation. They learn to create together. They figure out the abilities they have to by themselves, what they can do. They experiment. This way, a lot of times new abilities are born
Mm-hmm.
and new inventions are born too.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you pre-program anybody telling them what they can do, what they can't,
It's the
they
same,
will never go for the new.
right? Yeah.
Um, so you're showing me we're going through some tunnel in the metallic structure on that planet, the dirt mixed with metallic dust, and it's very low vibrational. There are some sort of containers. They're like metallic pots, like pot with a lid on top, and there are rows and rows and rows of them. It's like refrigerator
Mm.
because I feel cold. They keep them in the cold in stasis, like asleep, because they need to figure out. Then they do testing on them, and then they figure out how they can use their genetic codes
Does,
for.
does this information relate to my life, like right now? Like, is this what my greater self is showing
Y-
you?
Yeah, yeah, because you're saying that they manipulate when you have a problem with health,
Mm-hmm.
that means that they're manipulating the you say baby boy. It was supposed to be a male
Mm-hmm.
energy dominant figure like baby. Um because then they learn to connect and boy and girl energies together and co-create if they want to. But in co-creation, they're supposed to learn that they actually are better on their own
Mm-hmm.
and they are not definite energy. They can incarnate in anybody they want,
Mm-hmm.
but they need to stick to what they decide to be, what their mission would be, what they want to bring to that world or create in it.
Mm-hmm.
And you say that every time they, you say they flip the embryo, they connect the embryo to the machine,
Mm-hmm.
they inject some stuff into it, they try to expand it, make it grow, make it bigger, then you have problems. I see the stomach area problems
I do.
because they It's like through stomach, cause like they use it to fill it up with substances, and substances are supposed to, because see that embryo has two stomachs.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like multi, or the organs don't really coincide with what humans have,
Mm-hmm.
but as I see, it's two, and then the brain is one, but it goes like, it's a different shape. It's like, I don't know how to call the shape, but the heart is massive. It's in the middle of the chest. It's one big energy and it's constantly swirling.
Mm-hmm.
I see it, it's like a blue bright color. And they try to manipulate that energy by filling the yellow goo into this two, like, double-sided stomach, or two stomachs. And then it pressures, it kind of like shoots the negative energy to the heart, and then you can have emotional discomfort,
Mm-hmm.
or like, and then it connected to mental discomfort. But it's because if your body is not happy, your mind is not happy, your emotional mental bodies are not happy.
Mm-hmm.
But because of that, it upsets your reproductive system too, because you feel like you had that baby, but now it's gone, and the baby is part of you. You're saying it's kind of like somebody took a little piece of me, and I am missing. There's a hole in my body because of that. And that hole I feel a lot. Like I'm not complete. There's something missing.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't really focus on the not the task, but what is really that I want to do? What
Mm-hmm.
is really that I want to accomplish? Or what is my real goal in this life? Because subconscious always pushing me to save that embryo. And I see you holding it in your hands. It looks kind of like a prolonged, um, sparkling, light brownish peanut with eyes.
Wow.
And it's kind of got like the long arms, like, and the legs like this.
Mm-hmm.
But the eyes are like very, very bright. And they turned from like dark blue to the light green right now because connection and activation happened with the energy. So when the all the energies connect like that, you magnetize each other and you become, it's like one true whole self.
Mm-hmm.
Because now I see you holding that little, it's like pea in the pod, or
Yeah.
it's really cute. I'll draw it after.
Okay.
And you're jumping into that. It's just like with your mind, you open that portal and you jump into it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you're swimming in it like a fish, like scuba diver, like your body is moving like that. And so you went back, and I see you was the baby right now in your arms. I You say it's baby Memphis. I have no idea why, but that's the name.
That's funny.
Yeah. I see the letters.
Hmm.
It's like you wrote them down.
Hmm.
And the letters are funky. They're not like we write them.
Yeah. Well,
Hmm. Yeah. And yeah, was a very funny looking thing. But you put him and you just go to that. where the other kids are running with bubbles and turning them into animals. And he feels very good. It's like a very high vibrational area of that floor. And you're just sitting there smiling. You said that you've been waiting for this moment for a long time and you felt so disconnected and
Mm,
so incomplete that you wanted to fill up your life with something, but it was never enough.
mm,
Um, and then, okay, there's something though that you have a lot of so I see your energy sphere.
mm,
You have, it's like bags with ties on top.
mm.
And you say each bag
You told me
represents a baggage.
you told
I,
me that last time.
yeah, because your energy bodies, right, and your energy sphere, it's like around you, there's stuff, but it's energetic. It's like a metaphor for things. Like you put your thoughts in the bags,
Mm,
you put situations of life in the bags
mm,
because sometimes you don't want to remember them or deal with them later,
mhm,
or just like, okay, if I box you, if I put a bow on you, like you're gonna stay away and out of my mind this way. I'll
mhm,
make it pretty, but it's still like my baggage and I need to throw it out. And I see there's a lot of it. And
mhm,
I tell you, they just collect all the boxes, all the bags, and you pack them like cute ribbons and all this.
mhm. Yeah.
And you're saying, well, this is the different emotions too in my emotional bodies. I
Mhm,
pack them too. I
mhm.
create little boxes and I box them up
Yeah.
because people are mean, are weird,
Mhm,
they don't understand me.
mhm,
I just know it. The people don't like different. They don't. People don't understand the differences each soul has
mhm,
and the way we express ourselves
mhm,
and all the programs of suffering
mhm.
that we just take upon going through layers. You're saying because basically what happened in a weird way, somebody told you, because I feel that you came to Earth to find that embryo.
Oh.
It's like somebody tricked you in. We can go back and see. Because you couldn't get to that place behind the Orion,
Mhm,
and you got the information from that being. Okay, you're flying one day. I see you fly. And then there's like little being. It's just kind of like a ball of light.
mhm.
Um, it has a little thing on top, like a triangle with like a bell or something. And all it looks like a bell, but it's not. It's like an antenna maybe. And it tells you that I feel you have this low vibrational feeling. What is that? And you say, well, somebody took my embryo. Those are bad guys.
Mhm.
And that being says, that being, honestly, when I touch it, it's like a gnome.
Oh.
Like a gnome was a hat. This hat is like a dark purple mushroom
Yeah.
head.
Mhm.
And the big, like just exactly like the draw gnomes, but the mushroom head.
Oh.
And he says that, well, I am very ancient. I know better. You should go try to, because everybody who's taken eventually gets taken to this few planets around Milky Way
Mhm.
galaxy. And one of them is Earth. Why don't you check all the planets? There's a few of them that are more likely, but start with that.
Mhm.
And actually, he's like an agent of,
Mhm.
I want to say evil gnomes or something. There's
Mhm.
just like a certain type of gnomes who work against the other gnomes
Mhm.
who are from different civilization and their consciousness is much much higher. These are parasitic ones
Mhm.
because I know why he showed up, because he's connected to you.
Oh.
He periodically comes to you and sucks your energy. And
Mm.
you feel tired, you feel exhausted, you feel like laying down and not doing anything.
Mhm.
Because this guy comes through and connects to you
So can we
on
cover?
on the back. On the back at the stomach level, again, because your stomach is weak. It's
Mhm.
like it's the darkest spot on your body, your stomach.
Mhm.
That has a lot to do with it. And from that, the spinal cord, and it's like involved the bottom, the legs, it's kind of like that.
Mhm.
Because this way, he stops you on your way, he
Mhm.
prevents you from walking in the right direction. It's like a metaphorical, but it's also physical.
Mhm.
Um, and he just like controls you.
Can we
Cause,
sever?
but every time some entity comes to you and wants to enter,
Mhm.
he shows up and says, "Hey, place is taken, go away." As I see, a few wanted to get into you, but he's like, "No, she's mine."
Oh, lovely.
Oh, he's such a little thing. I told you, just take him and freeze him, make him a little plastic toy if you want, or you can turn him into any animal or anything you want.
Let's
And
turn it.
you like turned him into this rubber gnome. I
Yeah.
said, That's a fun toy to play. We can turn you into something even more fun." Uh, he can't move. But wait, I tell you that you have to ask if there's a contract with this gnome, because I there is one, and there's an entity coming. It's like some sort of wizard looking guy with a big hat, like a wizard,
Mhm.
and he's in charge of all the gnomes. He's the creator of gnomes, and gnomes are infiltrators of different realities. They're supposed to seduce souls and impress them,
Mhm.
and they work for the Matrix. There's some Matrix gnomes.
Mhm.
So they catch souls and they promise them something that, of course, is not true.
Mhm.
And this way they take them to Earth.
Mhm.
His name is Numos, Numos.
Mhm.
And he said, "Well, let me check, because you order him. He is connected to you. He
Mhm.
cannot just run away. When any being is connected to you, you can order that being once you discover that he is connected."
Mhm.
And he said, "Okay, page 58, here you go. Here's you 2 pages, 57, 58. The 58 is the main thing. What, how much energy you're gonna give away, how much you owe me. You owe me 32%
Mhm.
every day, so you don't have enough for yourself. And then my little helper will come and take it away from you, box it up nicely, and bring it to me."
Mhm.
he creates some sort of he brings some sort of bottles that looks like a potion thing.
Mhm.
He just like puts it in the stomach and just like it gets filled up. And he
Oh.
puts like a lid over and brings it to the big guy. So Basically, you take the pages, you tear them apart, you say, never agreed to this.
Mhm.
It was all a lie and deception.
Mhm.
And you create like a fireball and you put those papers torn apart inside the fireball and it burns inside. It's like a glass ball.
Mhm.
I can see it's melting. The papers like melting. You put some brown sand inside too. I
Good.
don't know what it is. It's like absorbs the leftovers. And then you just draw a portal with your finger, open it, and throw it out. 75 strands of DNA. Well, you kind of have four that are spread out and semi-working,
Mhm.
but the rest is completely dark, like they're turned off.
Oh.
So you're just what you're doing, you're creating some liquid. You like creating some potions or playing with colors because you say each color has a frequency.
Mhm.
If you put frequencies together the right way, they can unlock the truth, they can unlock any door, they can unlock knowledge,
Mhm.
all this. So basically, you're just making like a ball and then you're mixing it inside the ball and it creates this rainbow type color. It goes in layers. It's like a lakmus paper. And then you just like squash it like a rubberized ball over your DNA. And your DNA is like spinning light strands.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just like a 3D from what I see, not like beautiful. It's like different light effect on the sky. But that's basically that's your soul. That's how it is. It can go to multiple light,
Mhm.
but I mostly see it's like orangey, yellowish, and a little bit of red in the middle.
Mhm.
The red is the strength and fire, and you say you just love the Milky Way because it composed of the stardust, and stardust is like baby stars.
Mhm.
They lay the way, they lay the carpet
Mhm.
of all the possibilities we can possibly have. And each star is connected to a true biological soul on Earth.
Mhm.
But it's not a direct connection. It's like a star picks a person and helps it sometimes with advice which pops up like thoughts in that person's head, and they don't ask for anything back from it
Mhm.
because it's just part of the system we're in.
Mhm.
um, this universe is artificial, but and this world is fake, but everything that moves, breathes, grows,
Mhm.
even though it grows according to a program, it's programmed to grow that way, it still has a soul. And
Mhm.
soul is totally biological. So you cleanse your DNA, you are just standing, you're putting together all those boxes and bags and you continue throwing them out as we speak. It's like a huge swirling kind of dark brown tunnel with the blue on top, like as
Mhm.
a ring,
Mhm.
and you just keep throwing it in. It's almost like it's recycling it or something. It's
Mhm.
turning it into a stardust.
Oksana,
Mm-hmm.
am I gonna have time to ask you some questions?
Sure, sure. Yeah, you do. So anyway, so you destroyed your contract, you changed your DNA,
Mhm.
um, you throw out all those bags. The same thing with boxes with the mental emotional body. Eh, I don't see any hybrids. I
Yeah.
see 5 clones of you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like they used in those labs when they prepare things. By the way, I mean, still like some chemical reactions of some gel mixing. That's what they do. So
Hmm.
you just disconnected them. You just went back
Oh,
to
good.
what they were created before.
Yeah.
And you actually went back also and cut out this episode when that little gnome offered you to come to Earth.
Oh, good.
And in this new changed timeline, you say no and you never come.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. And you just cleansed. You cleansed with some sort of, you created like a glass, like a crystalline energy ball,
Mm-hmm.
and you start rolling on your stomach areas, like up and down to the sides, all around, and it starts pulling everything from your body.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a magnet. It absorbs, and once it absorbed all these little strings of dark energy, it's just energy you got depleted, and that leaves this imprints of gray.
Mm-hmm.
It got absorbed. It's like a dirty snow now ball, and you throw it out.
Good.
Yeah. And I see it's like bright, 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 bright white now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you can ask me questions if you want.
Okay, so I kind of want to know, everything that's going on with the whole like AI and new Earth and nanotech and everything. Like, can you see where I'm headed?
Your soul in the right direction.
Yeah.
You're very curious.
Yeah.
Your curiosity drives you in a good way too, because you're gonna live to see.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna live to see some people going completely electronic,
Mm-hmm.
and that electronic world is gonna suck them in.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the people who will be the ones, all everything in their life will be robotized,
Mm-hmm.
robotic,
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna stay in the world where you're just gonna want to experience it, live through it, not just sit around and have tons of remote controls to control everything. But you're still gonna see the other people who are just gonna sit home all day long and do that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a slow motion, but before that, there's gonna be a big escalation of the earth shaking off the old energies,
Mm-hmm.
shaking off the old energies through explosions, tornadoes, high winds, water coming, volcanoes exploding, all this.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you can only shake off the old, um, kind of hardened layer of old dense energy through that.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way around it.
Mm-hmm.
But those who worked on themselves and know what's coming, they just always gonna be in the safe spot at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's gonna happen to them.
Mm-hmm.
Those who want to continue living the old way, they're just not gonna be able to sustain the living here, and they're just gonna leave.
Mm-hmm.
Energetically, they're being pushed to the limit. Also, people who are dealing with somebody who's too low vibrational, or it just doesn't coincide with them vibrationally, they will also be in a conflict of vibration, and they would have to somehow walk different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Some people will still be in a way together,
Mm-hmm.
but walk in different ways.
So, like, do you see like the new Earth? Like, who goes to the new Earth?
Well, New Earth is a concept. It's not a real like New
Yeah,
Earth. New
there's
Earth.
like a
It's the nature part of this planet.
Yeah.
The old Earth is big cities,
Mhm.
big
Technology. Yeah.
driveways, streets, lots of concrete zones.
Right.
This is the old
Mhm.
Earth. Yeah, it's a confusing
Uh,
thing,
yeah. Yeah.
but people are gonna be just living for they're gonna be pushed out of the cities.
Mhm.
Those who are true bio souls and want to continue that way to be
Mhm.
connected to their um bigger part,
Mhm.
cosmic part,
Mhm.
they're just not gonna be able to live in cities. They're gonna feel sick
Mhm. Right.
from all the influx of biorobots that are coming there in big numbers.
And you know how people are saying like, they're gonna like they're gonna get sucked into AI? Like, how do you,
Mhm.
how do you get sucked into AI? Like, with all the nanotech and everything?
Yeah, well, that's the jobs. That's the
Mhm.
jobs that are gonna, it's like people who go to work at plants or some production or like food technology or whatever.
Mhm.
They'll be offered to stay home
Mhm.
and just control from computer, which is like a joystick type thing.
Mhm.
Like this thing makes chips, this thing.
Mhm.
And on the other hand, those who want to be on the new earth, they'll
Mhm.
be growing vegetables in the garden and creating more farms